Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you my Geargia deck profile for September 2012. I've been playing with this deck a little. It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun for players. I like it because it's very versatile. You can mix this with a bunch of other kinds of cards like Machinas or Karakuris and lots of other things. I thought I'd go with a pretty basic build for you guys. It's pretty fun. I can exceed summon a lot with this deck. So I thought we'll go ahead and get started and show you what it's made up of. I run 3 of the new card, Geargia Mach 2. He's your special summoner. This deck recycles and special summons a lot. And when he is summoned, you can, or when he's normal summoned or flip summoned, you can special summon 1 Geargia from your hand or graveyard in face-up defense position. I like to run 3 of him. And just so I have an even number of level 3s, I run 1 Geargia Original. You can tribute him to target 1 level 4 machine in your graveyard and special summon it, but its effect is negated. But I pretty much like to run 4 so I can go 2 and 2 with Exceed monsters if I need to. So it's pretty much constant recycle with them. I also run 3 Gurgeh Armor. He's your defense and your searcher. When he's flipped face up, you can add 1 Geargia monster from your deck to your hand except Geargia Armor. Like I say, he's your searcher, and once per turn you can flip him face down if he's face up. So run 3 of him. And he's got 1900 defense, so he's pretty hard to get around. I also run 3 Gurgeh Accelerator. One of my favorite cards in the deck. This thing special summons like crazy. All you have to do is control a Geargia monster, and you can special summon it in face-up defense, and when it's sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Geargia in your graveyard except Accelerator and add it to your hand. So once again, recycle, and it also works on itself, so you can special summon it if you have an Accelerator on the field, which is really good. I also run 3 Geargia Arsenal. Sort of your power of the deck, and you can also tribute him to special summon 1 Geargia monster from your deck except Arsenal and face-up defense, and he gains 200 attack for each Geargia on the field. So he's already 1700 attack points when he hits the field. So I also like to run 3 of him. A lot of these guys are really recyclable, but there's only 5 of them out, so I like to run as many as I can of each except Geargia. Like I said, just 1 of him. I also like to run 2 Jumbo Drills to enhance my Exceed variety. With him, when he's summoned, I can bump the level up of each monster on the field by 1. So when he's on the field, let's say with another Geargia, I can make them all level 5 and go for a rank 5 Exceed summon. So I like to run 2 of him, and he's also got Piercing, and he's 1800 attack, so he's your power of the deck, sort of. I also like to run 2 Cyber Dragons just for that little extra early game power, 2100 attack, and another machine. And I also like to run 1 Unknown Synchron, just so I can get a few Synchro summons off as well with him. And he's pretty much like Cyber Dragon when it comes to special summoning. We'll move on to spells. I run 1 Machina Armored Unit. When a machine monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 machine monster from your deck that has the same attribute and less attack than the destroyed monster. So it's pretty much so I can keep monsters on the field, and it's a continuous spell card. I like to run 1 of those. And since I'm running Cyber Dragons, I also like to run 1 Overload Fusion. So just by at the end of the game, if I want to finish it off, I can get Chimera Tech out with this. I'd like to run 1 of those. I also like to run 1 Foolish Burial. Mostly because with Mach 2, I can get another Mach 2 or Geargia into the graveyard and use his effect to special summon it and have an Exceeds monster, let's say, first turn. So I run 1 of those. And Limiter Removal, since all the monsters in this deck are pretty much machines, I can OTK pretty good with that. And then basics, Dark Hole, Book of Moon, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm. And I like to run 3 Mystical Space Typhoons, mostly because I would like to get off a lot of Exceed monsters summonings and Synchro summonings, so I want to make sure my opponent won't be able to Solemn me or Torrential or anything like that. So that's why I like to run 3 MST in this deck, since I normally only run 2. We'll move on to traps. 1 Ultimate Offering, just to help with that summoning, and it's also at 1 now, so that's really all you can use. 1 Call of the Haunted. Actually, I run 2 Call of the Haunted, just so I can have that special summoning ability for my graveyard again. I also run 2 Torrentials, just to help if my opponent were to swarm. 2 Deep Prisons for extra protection. Starlight Road, and the Solemn Brigade. And that's it for the main deck. We'll move on to the extra. You're going to want to run Geargigant X. He's worked with the Geargia monsters. Once per turn, you can detach one XYZ material from this card, add one level 4 or lower machine monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and when this card leaves the field, you can target one level 3 or lower Geargia in your graveyard, special summon that target. So he's pretty good. He's got search and special summon abilities. If you can, you want to run 3 of him. I think he's also going down in price, so he shouldn't be too hard to get. I also run 1 Zen Mains and a Leviathan Dragon to work with the Geargia Mach 2 in the original. And then for the others, I run Shockmaster, very good, limit your opponent. Steel Swarm Roach, Gem Knight Pearl, Utopia. And then for the rank 5s, I run Taras and Adrius. And with them, I can run Gaia Dragon, just in case afterwards. And with the Overload Fusion, Chimera Tech Overdragon. And then with Unknown Synchron and Starlight Road, I run Stardust Dragon, Armory Arm, and Ally of Justice Cataster. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the whole deck. I'm still working on a side deck, and you'll expect to see some updates as well with this deck. I like how it runs. It should be pretty fun. And that's it for the video. Please like and subscribe, and Kira Twig out.